Alrighty. Sorry about that. Okay, so um, we're gonna discuss a few things because there's some serious fuck shit going on this platform, and quite frankly, there are people pointing it out to an extent, and I get that, and I appreciate what they're doing. Okay, but the legitimacy of calling it out is also advocating for uh, a safer, better experience when it comes to social media. And the only way that that's going to happen is if we stop being afraid to speak up. Um, what I saw last night, and this is, I absolutely I adore Nancy. I really do. And I really wanted the best for Kemper and his revelations that he was going to discuss. I don't think you're blocked, Liberator. The problem I'm having with it is this, and I think it's a problem with a lot of us online. Okay, not all of us, but a lot of us. I myself am including myself in that. Like when we're actively participating in fuck shit, it's impossible to blame one person. Everybody involved, whether you caught on to it or not, is part of the fuck shit that happened. And if you can't take responsibility for that without a but or an if or an and included into it, I have a huge problem with that because it's a red flag. Okay. I have been an asshole on this platform. I have done some underhanded things on this platform. I have gone into people's lives on this platform. I have dragged a person's child on this platform. I have done all these things. There is no excuse for that behavior. It does not matter what I feel my reasons behind it were. They were wrong. That is how you take accountability and how you take action against your behavior and how you try to change to become a better person. Okay. You can't sit there and blame somebody else or pretend or claim, even if it's accurate, that you were unaware of things going on. More so for me when you've been participating in it for multiple years. When somebody's dragging somebody's deceased brother, deceased mom, deceased sister, deceased child, when somebody refers to a child as a fucking child, you're not an advocate for children when you're referring to a child in a derogatory manner. You're not a good person. You're not an advocate. You're a part of a very large problem on this platform, a very large problem. And when you can't win the argument one-on-one with somebody, you have to team up with people to create even more fuck shit on the platform in order to subjugate the person that you're targeting into silence. Right? Is that who and what we are as a platform now? We're just going to forget the things that have been going on and give people a pass because they're giving us dirt on somebody else that we also don't like. Does that seem legit? Does that seem fair to the victims? Right? Because isn't that who we're supposed to be caring about? Is the victims? I don't care if somebody comes out with a bunch of concrete shit about Ernie. If you're supporting Ernie, advocating for Ernie, or giving Ernie advice on how to make his page better, his scam better, advocating and helping him escape police and doing all that, you are not an advocate. You are part of the fuck shit. You're part of the problem. And that, folks, is called a predator. Okay? When you have to refer to somebody's sexual organs or how many times they have intercourse with their spouses, okay, you're a predator. If you're offering men pictures or pieces of your clothing, you're not a good person. Okay. I have only had and still maintain one single marriage in my life. And a very intimate, caring, loving partnership and union with the woman that I love and adore, who spoils me and I spoil her the way a spouse is supposed to do. I don't threaten to choke my wife. I don't threaten to hurt my wife. I don't threaten to harm my wife. I don't threaten to starve my wife or keep money away from my wife. I don't keep her locked up. I don't keep her harbored inside of a home. She's able to go and do things and speak her mind. She doesn't always agree with what I say. She's welcome to tell me when she doesn't agree with what I say. It is a relationship based on 50-50. That is the relationship that we have. When we advocate, we don't advocate from a dead point of view. We advocate from either A, I have participated in it, or B, I have experienced it. And when you have a man talking to a survivor, spoon feeding a bunch of bullshit about who and what he is, which he's not, and you're in there supporting him, cheering him up, and giving him, if you give him a voice in your side chat, I'm sorry, moving forward, if you give him a voice in your side chat without deleting him, I don't want you around me. There is nothing else that man needs to show me to prove what we already know as a collective unit, what he is. He is a predator. He's a liar. He's stolen valor. He's a felon. He's on probation. He is scamming the community of money, scamming people outside of the community for money. He takes advantage, and he has been working, I don't care what they say, with those other people for years. All you have to do is sit and watch. No amount of slowing your speech, making phone calls, making threats, telling somebody they're fat, telling somebody they can't see their penis. None of that shit is going to detract me from calling you, Nicole, or you, Ernie, or you, James, or you, Kemper, for the behaviors that you have participated in. You have hurt people, and not once has there been a legitimate apology to your victims. And at this point, an apology wouldn't even matter because it wouldn't be real, because most of you, I'm going to leave Kemper out for a moment because I do believe he actually does care. The rest of them, they don't know what emotions are. They have no idea what it is to actually have a legitimate, real emotion for another person other than themselves. And they have demonstrated it every single fucking time that they have gone live. How easily they can talk about another person's child, how easily they can make phone calls on people falsely, how easily they can talk about people's sexualities and sex and what they're doing with their organs and what they're doing with their spouses, how easy it is for them to refer to children as fucking kids, fucking babies, fucking. Are those the people that you think are advocates for children, exploited children, missing children? Are these the advocates? They're not. Because real professional advocates, real advocates do not refer to children in that manner. Why am I upset about this? Why do I get mad about this? Why do I refuse to remain silent about this? Because the people that keep trying to weaponize my trauma, my experience as a child from being raped in an orphanage by people just fucking like them, and let's not fucking mince words here, just like them. Predators that fucking groom. It starts out with a kind word, a little special extra attention, a little tap on the head, a little hand holding, a little adventure out to an amusement park, until in the moment you don't even know what the fuck's going on. You're naked in a room with a priest being filmed. That's what fucking happened to me. So yeah, I take it pretty fucking serious when somebody abuses a fucking CPS system, abuses a police system, abuses a legal system that is so fucking inept at taking care of these fucking monsters online. I have a problem with those people. A deep-seated, seething hatred for those people for very good reason. For very good reason. Because they are monsters. They have demonstrated who and what they are. And if you think that you can support that and chat with them and be chummy with them and give them a voice, I have a problem with you. Yeah, for once in my life, I'm telling you where I feel like you should be. You should not be around those predators. And you don't need them on your panels. And you don't need them in your chats to talk shit about them. Not just shit, factual shit about them. Because you have the facts. Most of you are smart people. You don't take things at face value. You want evidence. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the evidence is out there. Ernie's a predator. James is a predator. Nicole is a predator. We don't need to see any more, right? We know Rex is a registered pedophile predator. Rex. You don't have to like 303. You don't have to like Bird. You don't have to like Katie. You don't have to like A Balance. You don't have to like those people. But the fact is, Rex is a registered pedophile. He has absolutely no value and, I'm sorry, no right to be on this fucking platform, nor does he have any right to a free speech. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. He lost those rights the minute he stole an innocent child's soul. He lost that right. And everyone should be hammering that motherfucking fact right down to the fucking draw. I don't care. Every time he goes somewhere, those places should be notified. Every time he tries to live somewhere, those places should be notified. This isn't real life, not real life. This is, you are putting people in danger if you're not telling people who and what these people are. And you don't need them on your panels to do that. Yeah, it's fun for the fuck shit. It's fun for the drama. I get that part, okay? I get all of that. And Ernie's the type of person that when you pay him attention and give him a little pat on the head, he spills everything, and then you can weed through the shit that he's talked about and figure out all the lies, which is 99% of what he says. 99% of what he says. If you email me at angelo.john.stevens@gmail.com, I will send you Ernie's records. You walk into any military recruiting station and ask those service members if this person has veteran status, they're going to tell you no. So nothing else he does matters anymore. Every time he collects money under the guise that he's a veteran, he's committing stolen valor. It's not my fault that the states don't take this shit seriously. That's not my fault. But it's not going to stop me from reporting it every fucking chance I get. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop reporting his website. I'm not going to stop emailing the White House. I'm not going to stop emailing the Kentucky District Attorney. I'm not going to stop talking to his probation officer. I'm not going to stop talking to Madison County District Attorney. I am not going to stop because it is within my right to report on a danger to society that Ernest Maxwell represents to anyone that he comes in contact with. I'm sorry I missed the super chat. Thank you very much. I don't want super chats. I appreciate it. I don't want donations to this channel. I am not a live streamer, okay? I'm an advocate. I advocate for victims. And it doesn't matter whether I like the person or not, okay? If you are going after somebody's kids, from experience, I've done it. It was wrong. I regret it. I can never undo it, and I can never live it down. I went after somebody's kid. There is no reason behind making that okay. So when I say you should not be doing it, don't fucking do it. Fight them with the law, fight them legally, and fight them with their own words. You don't need to do anything else, especially with predators, because a predator wants recognition. They want to be in the limelight. They want to be first. It's not about doing what's right for them. It's about being first. Breaking news. Oh, we got this. Oh, we got that. We called them and we call. Who gives a fuck? Make the call. I don't need to see a stream about somebody calling on Ernie Shell. Just do it. Just make the call. Everybody should be calling. Every time he puts that website out, every time he talks about child predators, every time he tries to get donations, you should be reporting that. Not to YouTube, to his probation officer, to Kentucky, to Madison County. I don't care. Find somebody, email a news outlet. Everybody and their mother should know who and what this motherfucker is. What up, brother? Nice to see you. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Constance. I'm sorry. Hello, everybody. Predators start by collecting data. Okay? And before the digital world, it was physical data, observation, pictures, following, watching. Digital world today, collecting information is 10 times easier. It's creating a website. If you think when you click on that website, it is not sending your IP address, your location, possibly, depending on how your internet is set up, your name and sex and age group. If you think that that information is not in today's technology, if you think that that website is not collecting that information, you're very naive or you're outright lying to yourself. That's what websites do. Amazon, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. It's designed to collect your data. And then who and what they do with that data is entirely out of your hands. Okay? So while you're on this platform and while you're interacting with any of us, myself included, you should be using a VPN. You should be using data encryption. You should be using emails that have encryption protection. Okay? You should set up a false digital footprint when interacting with people on this platform. Yes, a VPN will block. You should be using those tools to protect yourself, because if you haven't learned anything from Ernie or Nicole or James, okay, they live and feed off of your information. Without your information, okay, without your information, they have nothing. Without your pain, without you responding, without your trauma, without your lashing back, which is how they function. They say things deliberately to piss you off so that you get into a battle of streams with them, and it gives them content because they can just go back and forth, and it never, ever ends. It never ends. And they believe legitimately that they're untouchable. They're untouchable because of this, because of that, because they live in multiple states. Hey, Mark, how you doing? I understand trolling too. I get that. I get people want to troll him. Troll him. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. Take it to wherever you want it to go. I don't care. Okay. But the real predators, they should be identified as what they are. Rex is a registered sex offender who's trying. Guys, get your head around this. He is trying to have himself removed from a sexual predator registry so that he does not have to register, so that people can't call him out for being a sexual pedophile. Like, I can't even wrap my head around that. And I'm so disenchanted with our law system and our government that I believe he has a fucking chance of doing it. Like, that blows my fucking mind. And you want to know why I believe he has a chance of doing it? Because none of the people that raped and abused me have ever paid fucking justice. Because there are rich Catholic lawyers and rich politicians that fight the fucking rules to keep them in place so that children who could become adults cannot get justice. It's an attempt at normalizing the behavior of pedophilia against children. That's where our society is heading. So it takes people like you to report these things, to write about these things, to write to your leaders, figure out where they stand. And if they're not for strong laws to protect children, and if not for upholding the laws, because A Balance makes a good point on a lot of things. We have laws in place, don't we, to protect children? We do, but we're not enforcing them to the full extent of where we should be. That's on our government, so we need to hold them accountable. And we hold them accountable by voting and electing people that will hold them accountable, that will uphold the laws, that will enforce the laws, that will put the full power of the government behind putting these monsters behind bars where they belong. So 10 years from now, we're not talking about how Rex got off the sex offender list and then went out and molested more kids. Because the one thing I will say that Ernie says is true, because he's a predator and he understands it, okay, is that pedophiles, there is no rehabilitation. Okay? And I don't agree with the concept that they can be rehabilitated. I don't believe in chemical castration. I don't believe in any of that shit that rehabilitates a sexual predator against children. The only remedy is to keep them behind bars for the rest of their lives. That's it. I don't care if it's the first time. I don't care if it's the second time. I don't care if they give up all of the things in the world in order to be free again. They do not deserve to be free. And I say that because I'm a victim. I'm a survivor that never got justice. So yeah, I'm going to sit on this fucking platform and I'm going to fight like fucking hell against predators and pedophiles. I can't verbalize that. Not giving anybody money. But I definitely support the sales of dirt and shovels. I'm just saying. I have never received justice. I will never probably receive justice. Every year we fight with the city and the state of Rhode Island and the capital to try to change these laws to make them more effective for victims. And every year the money beats us every year. And when I say money, we're talking about tens of millions of dollars, folks, that the diocese spends, that the Boy Scouts spends, that St. Mary's spends, that St. Aloysius spends to keep these laws as lax as possible. After I got done testifying, and my wife will verify this, we drove by St. Aloysius before I finished my book, which is why I had to finish the book. We drove by St. Aloysius, and that fucking place is reopened, managed by the same fucking diocese that hid child rape and molestation for over 5 decades. It's reopened under a different name for all girls now. Okay, so you closed the place down, Rhode Island, for abusing children for over 5 decades, and a decade is 10 years, folks. So we're talking over a period of 50 plus years, 477 kids. Okay, you closed it down to reopen it with the same agency that got it closed in the first place. Right? Where does that make sense? Okay. Or this missing girl in Arizona, a Native American, in a group home. The group home reports 30 runaways from their group home over 3 years. Let me think about that for a moment. Please put a 1 in the chat if that group home needs to be shut down, investigated, and find out why the fuck there's 30 missing children, 3 of which have been found deceased. Explain to me why there's no focus on that agency. Explain to me why CPS hasn't been renovated and updated. An organization like Child Protective Services or Department for Children, Youth, and Families, or whatever your state calls them, okay, they don't have the luxury of getting it wrong, right? They're supposed to be the organization that ensures that if they're taking kids from a broken institution or home, that they're not putting that kid in an even worse broken institution or home. Isn't that their job? Yeah, thank you, hon. The Tate brothers are back in the U.S. who were trafficking people. Alleged. Let me use the word alleged. Alleged. Just like P. Diddy. Alleged. Just like Weinstein. Alleged. Alleged. Just like Bill Cosby. Alleged. And our government and our laws are so broken and so unenforced that many of these people get away with the shit that they're doing. Hey, Carrie. This is the problem of society. But we're going to allow predators and give predators heads up against being arrested. That happened on this platform, right, folks? Am I imagining things, or did Nicole help Ernie escape justice on at least, that I know of, 3 occasions? Yeah, only to eventually take credit for eventually having him arrested in York. Okay. Only for them to, because for her, it's not about putting Ernie in jail. For her, it's not about getting victims justice. For her, it's content. It's exciting content. In her words, it makes her, and I know you guys have heard it. She said it on a live stream. She gets sexually aroused controlling people. I'm sorry. Is that a normal behavior, or is that a predator behavior? Right? We all know what a predator is. So is that normal behavior, or is that a predator? I'm not sexualizing Nicole. I'm regurgitating what she has said and done on this platform. I don't offer people articles of my clothing. I don't offer people sexual innuendos. I don't send nudes to people. I certainly don't ask for nudes for people. I don't want nothing. I'm in a very happy, committed almost 29-year marriage that, like any other marriage in the world, has had its ups and downs based on my life and based on her life. But after 29 years, folks, we're still together. And you know one thing I've never done to my wife? I've never once put a finger on her. Ever. Any man that puts their hands on a woman is not a man. They're a piece of fucking shit. So the question comes, well, what if a woman starts to hit you? Guess what? I married a country woman. So if a woman walks up on me, you're leaving in an ambulance because my wife's going to whoop your ass. Trust me. And she's got a lot of pent-up anger at the world to take out on you. But I don't put myself in a position where women want to walk up to me and hit me, first of all. Second of all, why? What is the violence going to prove? That you can't beat me in an argument, in an intellectual discussion? Right? No. Instead, you want to make all those weird sexual comments on Ernie Shell's stream. Ernie Shell, the predator, the fake stolen valor, the fake predator hunter, everything about him is fake except HIV. All of that is true. And you want to go on his panel, and then you want to sexualize me. But you're an advocate, right? No, you're not an advocate. You're a predator. You're a predator aiding another predator, because for you, it's not about being right. It's not about doing the right thing. It's about doing what you want right now for views, content, and laughs. right? No, I'm not even talking about Tammy. Tammy's obsolete. Tammy was a mistake on my part because I engaged at her level and I completely destroyed any message I was trying to convey because I went to her level and it wasn't right. I have no issue stating that fighting her was the dumbest choice I ever made in my life. It was the dumbest choice because people like her, people like Nicole, people like Ernie, people like James, you can't fight those people online because there is nothing emotionally about them that will allow them to become accountable for who and what they are. So how the fuck do you think a back and forth? It doesn't work. I've proved that countless times for those that know me. It does not work. Back and forth does not work. So you have to report. As my brother will tell you, Master Shredder, you have to report every time they do something, every time they show something, every time they say something, every time you report. Where the fuck is Cecil now, Master Shredder, my brother? Where is Cecil? Gone. Because predators tell on themselves because they want recognition and they want to be in the limelight and they want to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And every single time they tell on themselves. One second, please. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. This is rude. I'm talking to my publisher. Please give me one moment. All right. Apologize for that. Okay. It makes you feel better for a bit, Mark. That much. It feels better temporarily for you to sit here and have an argument and try to prove somebody wrong about something or prove yourself right about something. Like when somebody says Angelo's a sexual predator, like it's a double negative. How do I prove I'm not a sexual predator? I don't know. The fact that I don't have any fucking warrants, arrests, legal injunctions, felonies, or registries that I have to be a part of. I mean, that could be part of it. But other than that, what else can I say? I can't make people not say those things to me. I can't stop people from, they're going to say those things. So the only avenue I have is to fight better, smarter, ethically, and legally. And that means I will ethically make calls on people. I will ethically use the system to my advantage, and I will continue to ethically make those calls and do those reports every single time I see somebody do something that is against TOS or against the law or against the values and tenets of what it is to be an American citizen. That's it. I don't hide that. Every single chance I get, I will make that call. Every single chance. I'm not ashamed of that because I'm not doing it unethically. I'm doing it and providing evidence. Why do you think certain live streams disappear all of a sudden around you guys? Nicole's and James and Ernie's. You think they disappeared just out of like wanton? No, they did it because they're trying to hide from the law what they're doing. Okay? But when you find a predator who brings a victim into a live stream, a victim who is recovering from addiction, victims are easily coerced, folks. They're vulnerable. They want somebody that believes them, that can listen to them, somebody that they can relate to. They are, no offense, one of the easiest people to re-victimize. And predators will gravitate to those people. They will gravitate to your pain, your trauma, and your history in order to subjugate you into their mindset. That's how a predator functions. Listen to these people talk. Listen to what they're saying. Don't watch what they're saying. Just close your eyes and listen to their words. That's all you need to do to understand how to find these predators. That's it. It's not a science, because they all have one single thing in common, whether it's a male or a female or a guy that identifies as an elephant. They all have one exacting trait, and that is they want to be in the light. They want to be the focus of attention. No matter what they're talking about or who they're talking about, it will somehow relate to them in some way, shape, or form. That is the one guiding principle behind predators and pedophiles. And they cannot help themselves. They cannot. So, outside of what I normally would do, responded to Nicole's sexual harassment towards me with a description of herself and a copy of my testimony to the Capitol. Because that's where I stand. I stand for victims. I stand against predators. You are a predator, Nicole. You are a predator, James. You are a predator, Ernie. I stand against you. I stand against you. You will not intimidate me. You will not silence me. You can't threaten me. And you can make fun of my RV all you want. I know it pisses you off that you can't swap me or send protective services to my RV because you don't know where the fuck it is. And that's exactly how I intend to keep it. On that wall. So all three of you can go fuck yourselves. You don't deserve a voice on this platform, and I will do everything in my power to ensure that you are known as the monster predators that you are, that I know you are. The false calls that you make on these families, the false shit that you do, and the fact that you keep trying to take credit for everything like it's you and you alone on the great frontier of anti-predators. No. This is a concentrated, combined effort of multiple people across multiple platforms, across multiple communities, ensuring that we keep people like you, like Letitia, like Tammy, like Cecil, like all these other people, Ernie, Nicole. It's a combined effort to keep people like you out of our pockets, out of our money, and out of our lives, and out of the lives of potential victims that you come across. And nothing in this world will ever stop me. Know that. So that's all I've got for today. I hope you all have a blessed weekend, a safe weekend. I'm going to end with this. Listen to what's going on around your community, not just online, your actual community. Look at what's going on. Look at the prices around you. Look at the tariffs. Please find ways to provide yourself sustenance that doesn't require you to go to a grocery store. Gardens, make friends with the Amish, whatever you have to do. Stockpile food, stockpile fuel, stockpile your medicines, have cash on hand. Keep your vehicles fueled with fuel. Keep at least 10,000 rounds of ammunition. At least 10,000 rounds. Trust me. This is not just the military in me speaking to you guys. This is a survivor's take on observations of what I'm seeing happen in the world. Okay. So please be safe. Please just look out for each other, guys, because nobody else is going to do it for us. I do care about y'all. I care about my enemies too. That's why I pick and choose where I can engage with. Hey, Balance, what's up? I pick and choose where I can engage with, where I can make a difference. I don't insert myself into missing child cases because I'm not an investigator. You know, I don't live stream for income. I don't need it. I live stream to try to make a difference. I live stream. I like to sing. I ain't good at it. I like to do it. It makes me feel good. And we can't just sit here and focus on all horrible shit all the time. Sometimes you have to focus on something good for yourself, for your own health, your own sanity. You know, I I wish people could understand. I know there's other survivors out there. I survived a decade of being raped and molested. So every time Rex speaks, and every time Ernie speaks, and every time Nicole speaks, and every time James speaks, it literally curdles my blood. And I apologize because it sets me off on a tangent. I don't like to speak like this because it makes me seem unintelligent when I am intelligent. I can have an articulated dialogue about things that matter. And I've said this before, you can't do these streams when you're angry because you're going to say things in ways that don't align with your mission. And my mission is to end all predators and pedophiles on social media. And I can't do that if I'm angry. I hope that makes sense. Much love to y'all. Peace out.